Hello, everyone. Today we are at 360 Talk podcast and we are welcoming the founder of Nurture Spark Digital, who is the certified Zoho partner and who streamlines and make productivity enhanced. Welcome, Mr. GaryPeterDSouza, for our podcast channel.
Thank you, Shanas. I'm happy to be here, and it's an honor.
Okay, let's get started. So I would like to know that how you started long back, like 2022, and what was the thing like made you start this journey, and what was the one single idea behind starting Nurture Spark Digital?
Absolutely. So back in 2022, actually, I want to start not just Spark Digital much earlier, but never really got the opportunity. I was always in the comfort of a job. Being in the comfort of a job, I really kept pushing this, and I kept, delaying it. So back in 2022, the company that I was working for was struggling a bit, and that's when I also decided to leave. Upon leaving, I decided that, it's the best time to start a business rather than, when you don't have a work, you don't have a job at hand. It's a very good time to start your own business because you really need to get things off the ground. So that's when I decided, I really have a lot of industry related knowledge. I know how organization works, how business processes are set up. I can basically manage the whole show, and I can basically make my own decisions. I can do things how I wanted to do. And you know what? It turned out for the best. I started with two friends who are right now my business partner. And we grew this organization from just the three of us to 30 people. So I'm
Oh,
really happy how it turned out.
okay. So it's started with friends. That's the journey it started. How?
Friends who became brothers.
Okay, that's great. So your background is also similar to what you're currently doing, correct?
Absolutely, yes. I have a dual degree. I am a graduate in computer science and business information systems.
Okay. Okay, that's great. So as a ERP specialist, so what type of services, things and all you do in your company?
What do I not do actually, basically? So when I go into a company, we basically look into business operations. Now, what are business operations? It can be accounting, it can be your HR, it can be your operations, it can be your recruitment, basically everything to do with an employee. Now, what separates me from other companies or rather what separates ERP from other development
Okay.
companies is my customers are my end users. The people who I deal with or the people who rather I invoice are my customers. They're the ones who are utilizing my software rather than them having customers. So my end users are my customers.
Okay.
And when I work with them, I basically look into the issues that they have. Oh, we're having a lot of manual overhead. We are operating on Excel, and I provide them a streamline operations and applications in platforms such as Zoho, Odoo, Microsoft Dynamics, whatever is the need of the hour. I provide them a solution to that.
Okay. So back, like it's been 4 years since you have started the business. So since you started from scratch and by friends, group of people. So how was the journey for this 4 years? How you find it like difficult, or what is the strength you feel today you have?
Have you ever went on a desert safari?
Okay. Like.
Like a desert safari in Dubai and
Mm.
like towards Hatta or something.
o-
It's a bumpy road,
o- Okay.
It's a bumpy road. You go up, you hit your head on top, you go around the, bang your head on the window or something. But at the end of the trip, you may reach your destination. So it's been a bit bumpy, and I do like it, because it. I also learned a lot of things on the end. In the end, I am implementing ERP for others, but also for myself, I'm also streamlining my own business, learning how I can operate and how I can deliver better services to others. But one thing is there, hard work does pay off. I'm saying that directly to the camera. It does pay off. You just need to, start somewhere. You need to take the first step. Then after the second and third step might be even more difficult. But if you keep going, you definitely reach your destination. So it's been a bumpy road, but it's been a nice one. I have no regrets, Adam.
Okay. So since the time you started, so during the graph might be ups and downs and things and lot. So during this journey, so what is the one thought that made you like keep on going?
Uh, I'm not restricted. That's the one thought that I currently have. In my previous company, I had a lot of great ideas.
Okay.
A lot of amazing ideas. Perhaps it would have worked out. Perhaps it may not have worked out. But I was not able to implement. I wasn't able to move forward. So, but that's the thing about working a job versus having your own business. You deal with the impacts of your decision, and I'm fine with that. But at least you are not restricted. So that's the one thought that I have that made me start as well.
Okay. So, who was your first client and how the deal you closed?
My first client, my gosh, I barely even think of that. It was a client in Oman, okay,
Okay.
and it just came by. It was referred. It was a referral. I get a lot of referrals, and then he spoke to me. And that time I was not very well versed in the own technologies that I was providing, but he did speak to me, and he found me a bit knowledgeable. So then I started to implement like just books for him, just his accounts.
Okay.
And ever since then, till now, he's utilized a lot of services, a lot of things have been basically the whole organization is running on my implementation. So
Okay.
that's how how we
So the
do it.
client is still with.
It's still with me, the first
Oh,
client.
that's
Absolutely.
that's great. That's great. When you start a business, so how you deal with clients, it's usually different. And after some time, it usually transforms and things and all. So currently in 2025, so you might be having some goals as a company to achieve. So it's the half of the 2025 is completed, the quarter is gone. So is there any achievements you have had like in this goal have been achieved in 2025 so far?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Me working with a lot of industries, I realized that, instead of reinventing the wheels, I might as well create these products in ERP platforms, such as Odoo and Zoho.
Okay.
Because sort of like no company is the same. No two companies is the same basically. They each have their different operations. But the outline or the skeleton of the application is usually the same, So I'm trying to make these products for them.
Okay.
This includes products into real estate, products into facility management, products into asset management, products into garages. So I've already implemented these applications to multiple clients. Now I'm making products of them. And I'm nearly done, basically. I'm mostly done with the other application. I'm just doing a few more. And I plan to give these applications out as a product to my customers, a ready solution. Obviously, a bit of customization here and there will come into play, but it's provided. So this is my achievement that I have reached in 2025.
Mhm.
Yes, there's a bit more to achieve, but
Okay.
I would just highlight this one, yeah.
That's great. So good luck to you for
Thank you.
achieving the goals in 2025, let's say. And so when it comes to your team, so how efficient the team is when it comes to the technicality and with the client relationship and things and all. So
Absolutely, yes. To have a good relationship with the client, obviously you can put on a smile, you can talk about them, you can say, oh, did you lose weight and stuff like that. But in the end, it all comes down to your implementation. So there's
okay,
no going about that. So in our company, not just Bug Digital, we have a strict policy of no freelancing. So we don't usually freelance. We don't, maybe back in the day, we want to here and there, but no freelancing. We have a full dedicated staff. Usually most of them are certified and they come with experience.
okay,
Also, we give opportunities to those who do not have experience by rather learning on the backs of other developers, on the backs of other sales representatives, pre-sales. So having an efficient team means a lot. If you don't deliver at the end of the day, there's no relationship at all.
true.
So there's no point of establishing, working your way up. If you don't deliver, um, it creates a problem. And this is a general problem faced in the industry. People, they start projects, but they usually do not go live. So this is one thing that we aim to achieve at Nudge Spark is to make sure the client utilizes and benefits from what we are offering him.
Okay, that's great. So you have any plans like since you are currently in the region UAE and mostly focusing on Dubai, I guess.
Hmm.
So what is the next any plans you have to expand your business to any other countries?
Absolutely. We do have plans to expand and we are already in the process of expanding.
Okay.
Uh, so it's not only Dubai. I mean, I would consider UAE, not only UAE. We have moved into other countries such as Oman, Bahrain, Qatar. The MENA region is quite in need of solutions. They're quite in need of keeping up with the industry. And in the end, they benefit of it. So I'm not really looking into the region, rather I'm looking into different other markets such as the Australian and the American markets, which, are looking for easy to use solutions. So I do look to expand over there. Yes, so I'm do work. I'm a bit working. I'm working my way up there, but there's a lot of other aspects to consider. When you move into other markets, it's the same platform, but there are other aspects such as timings,
True.
maybe cultural differences, maybe way about business dealing. So these all do change.
I got it. So, when it comes to the market, like we see a lot of companies are there who does Zoho and even certified and premium, and people are there. So, how Nurture Spark Digital differentiates, and what is the unique selling point behind the company when it comparing to your competitors?
Absolutely. So, like I said, we do come with industry experience.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us come from industry experience in this platform.
Okay.
So when we develop for a client, we always have a use case
Okay.
we show them. We always have ready in hand products that we show them. So they know that we are capable of developing that. Here you
Okay.
go. This is something we have. It's similar to yours. We do this, and we solution it for you. So this only comes to experiences. The differentiating factor is we ensure that the client goes live with the product. And this single line should be the determining factor of choosing between any organization. Yes, maybe 2 months from now, are we still utilizing the application?
Mm.
Have we gone live with the application?
Okay.
This is the single core aspect that any company should look at, because, a lot of projects, I never dealt with a client who never struggled in an application provided to him earlier. He always struggled and he's not gone live and money was spent. So this is a gap that I aim to close. Yes,
Okay.
there are struggles over here. It's not that I, from day one, uh, I was able to solve a lot of complex queries that came from client, but we have rather, I would say, closed that gap already with the client. We ensure they go live and they're with us, and we are maintaining a relationship on a weekly or a daily basis where we connect with the client. Yes, they come to our office, we go there, so we're tangible as well.
Mm.
So this is one of the core factors, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. So you solve solutions. So you give solutions to the complex issues.
Complexity, yeah. Usually, a lot of people with complex problems do come to us, and they tell us to solve it. I mean, we got that name in the market already. Yes. But yeah, I always like to say that we are a solution company. We're not an ERP company.
Okay.
I mean, what we do is ERP, but
Mm.
we solution it through ERP rather.
Oh.
So when somebody comes in and says, I got XYZ, it's not that, okay, before they say I've sales related issues. I have got a client related recently. He's saying that I don't know how my business is doing. I don't know how my agents are performing. I don't know what are the KPIs that I need to determine for them. Now,
Okay.
he's saying he has sales related issues. I can't offer him a CRM. I said, you say, okay, CRM. Right? He's already utilizing CRM. He was already utilizing Zoho CRM.
Okay.
But when I get into the nitty-gritty of things, when I say, okay, what exactly is the issue? Then I come to say, okay, there's reports that need to be generated. There's different application where we need to pull data, query, and display it to him. So I came to know that was the issue. So that really comes through solutions. So that's what I like to say. Nurture Spark is a solutions company.
Okay. So is there any specific case study where a client have had some complexity or needed a solution, and which they have tried with some other companies as well, but they couldn't able to solve, and it came to you, and you have been able to like help them. So is there anything, some kind of story you have?
Of course, of course. So there's a client who implemented a very good application, SAP. That's a very nice and a legacy application in the market.
Okay.
But apparently it got too complex for him and he wasn't able to utilize that application. He was a laundry. So he basically, he was a commercial laundry, and he takes like large amount of
Hmm.
uh, uh, materials like bed sheets, uniforms from hotels and with whatever big venues are there, and then he washes them, irons them, does his maintenance on them, and he gives it back. So now he was not able to keep track of this because there's a lot of things that go into this application. You need to track how much I've received. Am I receiving it partially?
Hmm.
Am I receiving it? Do what pricing list applies to that customer? So there was a lot of complexity. It sounds simple, but when you're actually managing this and you want to track your inventory, it was very difficult for this client. And obviously he wanted the solution, and he was able to spend more on another application, as I mentioned. So where I was able to come and I was able to give him, there's no solution that existed in me as well, but I was able
Oh,
to solution it, like actually draw a flow diagram with him, sit down
okay.
with him and say, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. I'm going to, like, I'm going to integrate this with this. I'm going to integrate maybe SMS with you if you want, like, just to show that you have received it and you've given it out. The application did go on for 2 months, but at the end of it, he was able to utilize it, and he is still utilizing it. And I'm still with that client and improving that application. So
Okay.
that would probably be a good use case. Yeah.
That's good. That's great. So, so since you have been solving issues and running this company and things like that, so have you ever thought of like, okay, I should have done something else, or this is the right choice you have made starting a company, mainly in this industry? So, is there any this kind of questions have raised?
Uh, I mean, I always wanted to get into IT. I was always fascinated with that. So what else would I do other than that? Maybe be a biker.
Okay.
Be a biker. That's I'm already a biker, but that's something that I would like to do. Also, I would like to. Um, I don't know. When I was small, I wanted to be a bus driver for some reason. I don't think so. That's very applicable. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I had very different ambitions. But I mean, I'm very happy with what I am right now, and I'm, like I said, I studied something, and I'm currently in that field. So
Uh,
I mean, that's quite an achievement, I would say, for on my behalf. Yeah.
but you have mastered it now.
I have mastered it. Yes, I mean, nobody actually masters things. Every day is a learning experience. But yes, uh, sort of mastered it. No, actually, you
Okay.
could say I mastered it. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So, if you describe your partners in a single line, how you would describe them?
Experience and committed.
Okay.
Yes, that would be it.
Mm. So, what is the next 5 years plan or goal where we can see after 5 years,
You
not
can
just
see
park?
me. Uh, you'll see me in a similar chair like this,
Mm.
but it'll be bent and there'll be like a leg rest on it, and I'll be on a beach. That's where you're going to see me in 5 years. Hopefully, I'll. My aim is to, I would say, rather an aim for an entrepreneur should be,
Mm.
to like automate their business, or rather let the business run without their involvement or major involvement in it. And that's what I aim to achieve. I'm able to have a self-sufficient business that is able to service and give the same level of servicing without me being in it.
Mm.
And where do I see myself in 5 years? Again, in a beach in Miami, maybe.
That's excellent. That's great. So, there's many years of business. Okay, so when I see you like saying about not just part, you are very like clear about what is your business is about, and what type of clientele you are looking for, what type of service you provide, your products and things like that. You are very clear about it. So, but we have been seeing other people as well as in the market, they provide all the type of products and services. There was no particular niche. So how you have sorted that, okay, this is what my niche is, I don't want to confuse myself or having dumping a lot of products and services, and this is my clientele. So how, this type of clarity you had been in the from the beginning, or it's how it works?
Good question. I'll just sum it up basically. The niche comes, any ERP system is a tool that can be
Mm.
utilized by businesses. How do I solution that tool? That comes with the industry experience that I have. Example, if I've worked in the real estate industry, I know how it works. I know how to display a listing. I know how to allocate leads and and combine them to listings based on experience on agents, do a round robin with them, how to get into complexity. But I have this real estate industry. Now, how am I able to solution it to an ERP? That would be my niche. Because you could, at least anyone would perhaps go to any other client or any other partner with this, and they'll say, yes, can we do this? Can we do that? But they may not talk the same language as that industry related business. They will not talk the same language. I know how that industry works, and hence I'm able to solution it. I'm able to talk the same language. A similar case with facility management.
Okay.
I have worked with facility management for a while. I've worked with it previously as well. So when I'm able to have a conversation with the client, I know exactly what he wants.
Mm.
I know exactly what needs to happen in the front end. I know exactly what needs to happen in the back end. I would just ask him questions as, how would you like me to deliver it to you? It's like a chef,
Hmm.
I can flip a burger. Okay.
Okay.
I can do that. I can talk the same language as the customer, but how should I deliver it? The customer should just tell me I want it medium rare. I want it rare. I'll be able to serve him that. So that's, I don't know if that's a good example, but
Okay.
that's how I would compare niche based on your industry experience.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, moving on to something like topics about yourself. So, of course, we all find it you be bit different, bit unique in a good way. So,
I like you say unique in
yeah,
a good way.
yeah,
Good unique
unique
in
in a
a
good way.
take that for the camera.
So how was your childhood and journey? What is your background, and what is the process? How you have come so far?
Background, I lived in Dubai my whole life. I was born and brought up here.
Okay.
Wonderful, good journey I had.
Okay.
Back then, when Dubai was uh, still developing, now
Mm.
it's developed and it's an amazing place, and I'm happy to be here. So I grew up in Dubai. I grew up with me and my parents, and I have a sister as well over here. Um, and I did everything. I studied over here. I was educated over here. I worked over here. I started my own business over here. A couple of things about me. I like bikes. I do ride a couple of bikes. I have two bikes, and now I don't ride anymore because it's a bit hot. I like CrossFit. I do a little bit of CrossFit as well. I do it every day rather, and strength training as well. So this is something that you see about me. And I can't show my muscles to the camera because it's I have to remove the jacket. I don't think so. That's something that I like to do.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, right now I don't live with my parents anymore or with my family, but I kind of miss that as well back in the day because Dubai was back in the day was something else. It was more family oriented, and it was a different experience, I would say. But
Okay.
it was quite nice back then. Yes.
That's great. And so if you are planning to pursue anything um, currently at this stage in your life, so what it will be?
Pursue. I would like to do my MBA.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was going to do it anyways, but I just delayed it because I wanted what the experience that I'm getting right now.
Mm.
Working with different companies, working with different entities, and getting how they operate. So this is very good uh, for me enrolling into MBA because I'll be able to apply myself much more better than rather than just getting out of it, just getting out of an undergrad and moving into MBA. Because what matters in an MBA is the experience. So that's something that I'm going to
Okay.
pursue. I'm going to enroll in 4 more. I'm going to be certified in a couple of more ERP systems
Okay.
in the future. So I grow my horizon from
Okay.
what I currently do. I can go more into. I can solution into other platforms as well.
Yeah.
So I let the platforms compete with each other, but I'm a one-stop destination for ERP systems.
That's
And yeah, I did my PMP last year, and I'm currently in the process of getting
okay.
agile certified.
Hmm. That's great. Since AI is coming up and everybody is talking about it and things and that, so how it is affecting your business, or if it is helping, or if it's in both ways, how it is good and bad for you?
Mostly good, I would say, because
Okay.
again, systems are AI cannot replace me because I do a lot of integration. I'm a customization partner.
Mm.
So I integrate this with that. Some companies using this application, but wants to use my application, then I combine it together. So AI is not that advanced when it comes to integration. They can create the skeleton of the application, but they can't
Okay.
integrate and they can't manipulate data as much as they
Mm.
can manipulate data. But when it comes to like sorting and advising the customers to what data,
Okay.
it still needs to develop in that aspect.
Mm.
I use AI as a complementary service with
Mm.
and uh, chatbots and some data processing OCRs. So I use AI integrated with that. So I'm also integrating. I also do like WhatsApp integration, and then I usually integrate OpenAI so that it can chat with the customer and give solutions, and it trains usually on a recurring basis. So I use AI as a complementary service, and
Okay.
and it's also enabled me to get more sales actually rather. So it's
So,
not bad. Yeah.
So it's helping you evolve the
Exactly.
system more. Yeah.
Exactly. And if I have a few more queries, myself, I ask areas.
Huh.
So yeah.
Okay. Um, so again, coming back to the personal questions, like so far, so we have been in UAE for a long time. So, what is something like you feel like gratitude about?
Gratitude would be me where I am right now
Okay.
and where I was earlier. So that's the biggest gratitude. Me sitting in this chair and talking to you
Okay.
is the gratitude that I have, because I was able to grow here. I was able to achieve a lot more than where I was.
Mm.
So, with that being said, um, that's my gratitude. And I'm also able to call this place home. So,
Okay.
me making this place home and, growing up here, wanting to stay here some
Mm.
more. So, this is something that I would highlight. Yeah.
Okay. Since you have been like brought up here in UAE, so how the country have evolved and since you were here from your school days, not much development was there and things
Mm.
and all. So how you find it today? It's been evolved a lot, I guess.
Of course, we've back then we've moved more away from the primary industries,
Okay.
and we more focused more into industries such as technology, AI,
Mm.
uh, real estate, many other sectors that have opened over here that has enabled us to say that what uh, primary sectors are not the only source of income. Rather, there's the tertiary sectors, and when it comes to IT, these were the sectors that were able to generate money. So we become a sort of like a hub for that as well, and a lot of things can be provided in here. So this has enabled me to like service other types of businesses, a lot like uh, uh, business setup companies.
Okay.
Uh, it just expands my horizon because when it comes to the industry where I am at,
Hmm.
I'm able to basically I need to have a wide range of businesses. So
Okay.
I'm able to solution for them because there'll always be a need for the solution. So how far Dubai has grown has actually enabled me to expand my horizon myself, and
Hmm.
learn much more.
Okay. Okay. And what is the one thing which people think about you, uh, but it's not true?
I'm not homeless. If I'm wearing a t-shirt or I have long hair and stuff like, look at the homeless guy.
Okay.
Not true. I have a house.
Ah,
No, they don't think about that. What do people think about me? I don't know actually. I really don't know.
okay.
I guess a
Like
lot
any
of people.
comments you have heard about?
I look at that handsome guy, when I walk by. I hear that a lot, but I don't
Oh,
contemplate on it much more.
okay. So when it comes to your services, have you um, heard some comments like you're expensive, you're okay? So what is the justification you will give for that?
It comes down to, are you expensive? Are you okay? Yeah, it does happen. Yes,
Hmm.
and I did receive some recently. Yes,
Okay.
but I always like to say, when it comes to my industry, it's an investment, not a expense incurred.
True.
Because
Hmm.
if you're able to utilize my application, how much time and related costs are you saving?
Hmm.
That's the first question I need to ask yourself. So, example, if I was to integrate like books with the POS, something as basic as that,
Okay.
ask yourself. The company would have to ask themselves, okay, what does it cost me to manually write down my settlement report, manually go and upload my invoices in the receipt, in my accounting system, manually get it validated, manually get it checked, sign off is there, go here, keep those settlement reports in a book. Okay, now a company works on that and say,
Okay.
rather we take that bit not just spark
Yeah.
and we save X number of hours per day. And you need
Okay.
to ask yourself that question, compare to the cost.
Hmm.
And that's where you realize that yes, it's a very viable solution. Actually, I'm saving more rather than losing more or paying this
Okay.
one-time expense. And my fees are already one time.
Hmm.
So
So it's
that's the question I would have.
worth the investment, you mean?
It's about the investment. I always call it an investment, not a cost. Yeah.
That's great. And since you are a BNI member and a member of Elevate, so we are in the same chapter. So, what made you join BNI?
Uh, the quote, your network is your net worth,
Okay.
So in this industry, people need to know me.
Mm.
They need to know at who I am and what I do. Visibility leads to credibility. Credibility leads to profitability.
True.
Do you agree?
Agree.
So,
Okay.
so that's something that I also saw. And if I'm able to connect with other businesses, now BNI is Business Network International. Who are my customers? What I said, businesses. So if I meet more businesses, I'm able to see how they operate. I'm able to see similar aspects that I've implemented earlier. I'm able to sell more to them. I usually in BNI you sell through them, but also I can also sell to them as well. And I am there. I'm tangible.
Okay.
For me, there's a hand to shake and a neck to grab if they're dealing with me. So there's more credibility on my aspects. So this is why I joined BNI. And also later on, my main ambition would be to network some more. It won't be about the business aspect, it's just to meet people and network some more.
Okay. So is there any impact you have had since we are in BNI for around 6 months? And is there any impact you have got from BNI?
Oh, I've actually expanded my horizon. I've actually networked with a lot of individuals, and it's not about me selling things with BNI, but I have a huge network. If I require, I don't know, maybe a flight to Thailand or a flight to this thing, there's already a person in my chapter. In related to properties, I was looking recently for a office space. There's always somebody who's willing to help me out on the go. I can call her at any time, get my query sorted out.
Okay.
So it's a whole network over there that I have. So I'll be able to achieve and rather network and get into the pool of these people. So they're willing to help me at any given moment, and same here, vice versa. So that's me rather giving to the organization, And a lot of my clients also want complementary services. Sometimes they require digital marketing, they require business setup.
Okay.
Some of them are still setting up other branches. So for me, I can definitely reach out to someone like you and help them and say, you know what, I can really vouch for Shanaz. I can say that she is doing good job. So you know what, you're using my software, but if you wanted to leads to actually come directly to your CRM and you want to action that, you can go to Shanaz. There you go. So uh, definitely there's a giver's gain over there, and also I'm able to sell as well.
True. It's good. And moving on to this question, like the past guest have passed a question to you, so I want you to answer that. So the guests have asked you that what motivates to stay in UAE?
It's quite a vibrant environment, and it's a growing environment for businesses. And what wants me to stay in Dubai is the fact that other businesses or other entrepreneurs are looking to come to Dubai and do the same thing that I'm currently doing. So why think elsewhere? Now, if you tell me to move out of Dubai, I would use the word expand out of Dubai or reach out or branch out of Dubai. But this would be the reason why I would stay in Dubai. It's a vibrant and a healthy environment for business, and I have seen significant growth in others, and I've also seen significant growth in myself.
Okay. And you would like to ask a question for our next guest.
Of course, I won't make it such easy question like that. I would say, if I had to offer you I mean, I don't know, if I had to offer you, let me put a price on it, $10 million
Okay.
to give up what you're currently doing, would you do so?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
If he gets offended, don't tell my name that I asked. It's be like it's some random guy who asked. So say, okay.
And let's moving on to the round called rapid fire, where I will be asking you some questions and you have to answer it immediately.
Okay.
ERP in one word.
Business solution. Oh, that's two words. Solutions. Okay.
The most underrated ERP feature.
WhatsApp integration.
That's good. One business trend that excites you.
Adoption of AI in businesses and daily operations here.
Okay. So tea or coffee during a long strategy meetings.
I was going to say something stronger, but I'll go with coffee. Yeah.
Okay. And your favorite team member.
My favorite team member. That is going to offend a lot of other team members. I'm just going to give the position of the team member.
Okay.
Okay. It's pre-sales solutioning. Yeah.
Okay. And one word you described yourself.
Good looking. Good looking there.
Okay. And one tool you use on daily basis.
One tool that I use in daily basis. I use a lot of tools, but I'll just give one tool. I'll give the best tool that I utilize is projects, project management tools. Yes. So me being a project director, I use project management. Yeah.
Okay. And one tool you think that real estate agencies are not utilizing it.
Uh, Something as basic as a CRM.
Okay.
CRM. Yeah, that's it.
And Zoho's one good credibility feature.
They're always on the grow. They're always on the improvement. There's no stagnant.
Mm.
There's no. They're not never stagnant.
So ERP and digital transformations, which are currently happening in next 2-3 years, many evolving things are happening. So how your company is adapting to this, and what is the steps you have taken?
Yes. So we are getting on that train itself. We're jumping on that train, and we are rather driving that.
Okay.
When you say digital transformation, we love customers who would like to digital transformize. Recently I have a digital transformer museum,
Mm-hmm.
and that museum was very outdated. It
Okay.
didn't have sufficient. There were just a lot of manual overload over there. So me getting into it and giving an application for each department and then integrating.
Okay.
So that's something that we drive as well. So that how is that impacting our business? Rather, we are impacting other businesses through digital transformation.
That's great. And recently, I have seen you have been in Oman for some project. So I would like to know about what are the things you've been working on this project as a
Oh, awesome.
particular
That's
place.
that's the museum project rather that
Okay.
mentioned in the previous question.
Okay.
So they were an organization who rather was like I said, they were doing a lot of manual work
Mm.
for
Okay.
multiple years, and they really wanted to
Okay.
transform things. There were a lot of confusions because when you do manual work, human tendency to make errors. So I gave them a solution where each store in the museum, I was able to basically integrate them into one solution. So we know at one time, okay, how many purchases were there in
Okay.
each POS system, for example. They have a settlement report, how much money was generated for a day, and it reflects back into their accounting system. So this is one of the many automations that I've done to them. This automation alone, where I combine each store, I combine each shop in the museum, and I was able to give a monthly or rather a daily report to the finance team. This saved them hours of work.
Mm.
So in fact, this is why I was in Oman. It was more viable for them to get me to come to Oman, had this implemented, because if you see on a 6 months or a quarterly running, they would have already recovered the costs by simply, letting people just work on the system. Everything's automatically recorded, push the data at the end of the day, case closed. Yeah.
What is the one big myth about ERP? And you want to bust that out?
One big myth about ERP is people actually think they don't really need it.
Okay.
They don't require an ERP. We're happy the way we are. Yes, we have a small operation. So we're happy, okay, we don't really need to rely on it. But because they say, okay, it just takes me 2 minutes, 5 minutes to do this, 6 minutes to do that, 6 minutes to run upstairs and give slips to the account team. But they don't look at it in the long run. There are companies, large scale companies out there that really value this and they pay a hefty sum on this, even if it meant saving employees 5 minutes. If you look into it for 1 year, this cost does accumulate, and organizations should strive to improve.
Okay.
In an ERP, they will all automatically improve. There's something to build upon. But if I'm doing manual work on a paper, if I'm manually doing things on an Excel sheet, I can't improve myself from there. I can't. Maybe I'll improve my handwriting.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be able to type faster, but the process would be stagnant. I wouldn't be able to improve. So my thing is, why you do require an ERP? You always do require an ERP if you would like to improve.
Okay.
Okay, and there's another myth that it is expensive. No, I wouldn't use the word expense and cost. I would say it's an investment.
It's an investment.
And always weigh out what you're going to get with what you have previously. So that's where you calculate the opportunity costs of not having an ERP.
That's great. So, coming to the end, so I want to know as a final question. So throughout the business and work and everything, so what is the one thing you would say that anyone who wants to be same like you, so they should start doing now to achieve something what you have achieved today?
Okay. Anyone wants to be same as me? You got a lot of competition. I'm going to compete with you actually. No. uh, so if anybody wants to be the same person, I would say you can always be better than me. I mean, even I have climbed the ropes, and I'm still working on things. So my thing is, always get experience first, get exposure first, and work.
Mm,
Get that exposure, get that experience that
mm,
you would have in the market. And after that, once you feel that you have sufficient experience, you normally feel in an organization, yes, I have experience. I am practically doing all of this. I know how to manage the entire show. Why do I need to be in a particular organization? I can start my own. I can do things myself.
okay.
Uh, and that's where you start to branch out, and you start to build from there. So this is something that and from there, after that, once you get the ball rolling, it rolls. It continues. You improve from there. Yeah. So this is one advice I would give. Yeah.
That's great. So today I have had like most details about your industry, about your company, and about you as well. So it was nice having you today. Thank you for joining us on our
Thank you for having
podcast.
me. Yes.
Thank you so much. So today we had a very encouraging and a lot of insights we got from Mr. Gary Peter from Nurture Spark. So see you guys on our next podcast at 360 Talks. Thank you.